Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody, just a quick reminder, if you're coming to the show and it's not like you're not on the radio listening to the AM channel on a Saturday, I'm just letting you know it's the only 1 hour real estate show that's been running for 11 years.
We're also on other stations and multiple social media platforms.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can catch us a lot of
wanna,
different ways.
If you got all the time in the world and nothing better to do with your time and you want to find out where we're all at, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com and click on
the radio show
button. But anyway, the first part of the show, if you're new to the show, and this will hopefully get you tuning in week after week, is that the first part of the show, literally the first 2 minutes, is bringing you something that's free, that if you implement it into your life, you'll be a better version of you and more tolerated by your family.
And that would be Atilio's Random Thoughts. And you promised our listeners tips on health. For the month of January.
All right. So here's an easy one. Who here likes watching Netflix?
I do.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you, when you're like me and I'm a super nerd and I double thumbs up like documentaries, that's what hits my algorithm for my Netflix feed. And so there is a 4-part series that talks about you are
what you eat,
who you hang out with. No, you are what you eat.
You also are who you hang out with.
Yeah,
too.
If you hang out with Twinkies, that's going to be who you are if you're hanging out with Twinkies and cupcakes. And I love Twinkies and cupcakes. My favorite is cupcakes. But anyway, you are what you eat, a twin study. What's important about this is that everything, it can be nothing. There is no such thing as objective truth. Adrian, this was a test question before. We talked about it. What is the difference between the words subjective and objective? And if you forgot, I
forgot. Tell me again.
Okay. Let me pop that little brain fart in your brain right now. So objective is like an object. That's an easy to remember. That Stanley Cup is green. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy that you even have one, but that's her daughter. And this whole
daughter bought it for
me. You know what? I'm going to segue a little bit. Did you know that a Hydro Flask is just as dang skippy good as a Stanley Cup?
I think they're like the same price, though. They're both pretty
and
pricey.
That this craziness over the Stanley Cup, stop it already. The company's been around for 100 years. I have a version of it looks like a Stanley Cup. It fits in the cup holder and it has a straw, but it's not a Stanley Cup and it's pink. And I got it 6 months ago at Walmart because it works. Do I need a cup that can withstand a car fire and still have ice in it? No.
It's all about the marketing.
It's all about the marketing.
And the presentation and knowing your audience. Yeah.
So here's our Akamai audience that wants to get fit in the new year. First of all, get educated on what you need to be putting in your pie hole and what kind of workouts you need to be doing. Watch this 4-part series called You Are What You Eat. It's a twin study. They took 21. I think they started with 22, finished with 21 sets of twins. Why it's important is because the twins are identical. So all of their DNA and everything was the same. They put one twin on an omnivore diet and one on a vegan diet. And what they found out was that this baseline helped them determine what were the key differences between working out the same, but having an omnivore diet versus a vegan diet. And they tested everything, body fat, muscle, everything. They looked at their brains. They looked at their poop. They looked at their pee. They drew blood. And you'll be shocked at what you're going to learn on a vegan diet versus an omnivore diet. If you're not sure what is what, vegan is all plant-based, no animal products whatsoever. Omnivore is you kind of go back and forth, but you eat kind of clean, but you do eat meat and this and that. But that in combination with the exercises, which one was better? Take a look at it.
Well, they had some different results.
Yeah.
But you got to go watch and find out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be my recommendation for the first of the year. Go watch that. Go watch it with your family.
Well, speaking of other recommendations for the first of the year, we recommend that you give Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management a call to review your strategy on your investment properties.
Because he's going to get you fit with your investment properties, not all fat and flabby and sitting on the couch. He's going to get your investment properties jacked up and ready to run a marathon. And how is that? How are we going to do that, Duke?
Well, this year, I just want to start off the year with reviewing what the big dangers are because you would think to yourself, maybe I can save some money and manage it myself, or maybe I can get a guy or a company that charges less money.
Yeah.
We get that question. I just got it on a call earlier today. And I told the lady, I said, I got to tell you, are you familiar with the way that the eviction process works in Honolulu? And she goes, no. I said, you want me to tell you what it's going to be like if you choose the wrong property manager? She goes, well, how much will it cost me? And, the thing is that if you're worried about how much eviction is going to cost you before it actually happens, you're worried about the wrong thing, because if you hire us, then you don't have to worry. There's really no cost to you.
Yeah.
So after you don't receive any rents for the first month, you're probably going to have to file or hire an attorney to file for eviction, and then you got to put up a 5-day pay or quit letter on the house. Then you have to turn that into the court. And in the letter, you have to state that you will terminate the lease if they don't pay the rent by the end of this date.
Wow.
Okay, so that's your first problem. So after you terminate the lease, you got to file for possession. And right now, the court system has instilled a mediation process in the middle of all this. And it's good and it's not. It's good because it puts the people on notice that this is an official proceeding. Everybody's required to show up. And if the tenant doesn't show up, you automatically win. You go right to possession. But those procedures take a month apiece.
Yeah.
So after they file for mediation, you got to wait a month. Then you have your mediation, and then they wait another month. And then a lot of times the tenants show up and they'll say, listen, Mr. Owner, I'm sorry I didn't pay you the last 3 months, but I'll pay you, $2,000 every month. But you're like, Mr. Tenant, your rent is $3,000. Well, I can't afford $3,000.
Yeah.
So you got a problem already.
Mm-hmm.
So the court will make sure that they can keep up the rent at least for the current amount and have them pay a little bit toward the back. So in the cases, we've asked them to pay $500 a week till they got caught up and stay current. So, of course, the first time, and these are court-ordered payments.
Yeah.
So the first time the tenant forgets to pay or doesn't pay or can't pay, you automatically go in and file for possession.
Yeah.
Which means you got to wait another month. The court will grant you possession because the tenant didn't pay, and then you got to go take it to the sheriff's office to serve.
Yeah.
So as of today, the sheriff's office is 4 months behind serving evictions.
Wow.
I'm telling you right now, those sneaky tenants, they're listening to you, and they're coming up with a game plan to go jack over the for rent by owners.
7 months right now.
Wow.
You're going to wait 7 months if you get a legal eviction filed.
So can you,
even if you're right.
So can you afford to carry this property for potentially 7 months just to be, managing this on your own?
Right? A lot of the nonprofits have haunted houses to raise money for their organization during Halloween. They're actually coming to us and thinking about having a display section to go over replaying the eviction process. As one of the scary things at their haunted house.
Very scary.
We have over 1,000 properties, and we had 2 last year that went into eviction.
Yeah.
And so, luckily for the owners, they have our eviction guarantee. We paid all the legal costs to do this.
Yeah.
And now, both of those were filed in October. And here we are in January right now waiting for the sheriff's department to serve them.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, Mr. Tenant, please note that when we show up and knock on your door, we're there with a locksmith.
Yeah.
You have 120 minutes to move out.
Yeah.
Once we served you. And then we change the locks and keep everything inside the house that you left.
Well, I mean, that's saying a lot that you guys have over 1,000 properties and only 2 of them are in this situation.
Yep.
So you must do a very thorough
Well, you guys know what you're doing on the front end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
we
that
do a
front
lot
end
of background
loading.
checks. Yeah. And a full-time or a part-time property manager wouldn't have the resources to do all the things we do.
No. And certainly not a homeowner.
Yeah.
That work.
But, I told this lady, I said, how much is your house worth? I already knew. She said, it's about $1 million. I said, listen, you're trying to worry about $25 a month, and you own $1 million house, and you don't want to pay 10% for a property manager to manage it, and you live in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? So, I get these conversations all the time, and I feel bad for people. If it's coming down to $25 a month, and you got $1 million house that's going up at about, almost $100,000 a year in value. Hasn't gone up that way in the last year, but years before that it has. It's just crazy to think that you want to save $250 a year.
Yeah. Folks, listen to all the other things that you cut corners on. When I want to buy a good quality product, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to Walmart because Walmart is the low price leader and it's more like renting it because you're going to return it because it's junk. But if I want a good quality product, there's a reason Porsches are not sold at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And nothing against Walmart, but if I want a tube of toothpaste, that's okay.
Well, I would just encourage our listeners to have a conversation and really understand the difference or the different options, right, that you have out there. And, Duke and his team, they've got excellent support, excellent technology, a great track record of success.
Yeah. Duke, if you could boil all of this down that coming into the new year, we got property owners out there. We know they listen to the show. They hear you on here all the time. If you could give for rent by owner or basically, this would be the advice for anybody that's not utilizing your company to help them manage their property. If you could give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
10% hands off. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
Leave the island.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. We have a similar mindset. That's why we have you on the show. We're actually going to go visit a seller that already bought a home on another island and has all of this stuff that he needs to do to the house to get it ready for sale. And you know what is my advice going to be to him after our visit? Move tomorrow.
What?
Move tomorrow because we can take care of it. Let us handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hands off. That's what we do. You can just say, hey, here's the keys. The house is at this address.
Yeah.
Let me know what it'll rent for, and then send me the property management agreement. I do get those a lot.
Yeah.
And those people do call in. They check in. They want pictures. They want walkthroughs done on a timely basis.
Yeah.
And they're really smart investors.
I want to speak to the realtors that are listening to our show. We know you guys are listening to your show. You might be sneaking in. Oh, no, I can't. No, you listen to it because we like to share information, come from contribution. Here's my number one advice for realtors listening to the show right now. When you're sitting down with a client who's even thinking about selling, get a rental analysis from Duke and his team. One, because, it's free and it's good quality information. Number two, you look like a true consultant as opposed to somebody that's just a salesperson. Number three, should they decide to rent it out, Duke them are going to take care of that client so well that it's not going to screw up your reputation because they didn't.
And the other thing, too, is if they do decide to sell and an investor buys it, you already have those numbers.
And
that's right.
And you guys have a thing. What the thing about with going back to the agent? What's that called? I know what it's called, but I want you to say it, Duke.
It's a referral fee.
Yeah, referral fee and a return
to agent guarantee.
Yes, it's in our referral agreement. Return to agent guarantee. We don't do sales.
Yeah, return to agent guarantee. They're really good about that because all our stuff comes back. Anyway.
Thank you, Duke.
People eventually will sell, but sometimes the numbers just don't make sense. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the newspaper, you look at all the data that's coming out of the Board of Realtors, we're down. We're down like 80 sales a year between the condos and the single family homes. And who wants to buy at double the interest rate right now?
Yeah.
Well,
so
the cash buyers, they're out in full force.
Well,
and they want a deal.
Yeah. Here's the deal, Duke. Right? No, have you ever seen anybody take their single family home rental property with them into heaven? No. They're gonna have to get rid of it. And then, I want to pass it on to the kids. But what if the kids are rotten? You might as well sell it and go travel around the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
But in the meantime, have Duke babysitting that thing and taking care of it. It's literally, Duke is like daycare for investment properties. Would you ever just drop your baby off at any kind daycare? No.
It's funny how many people do more research for a daycare than they would for their property management company.
Well, we've already done the research.
My two babies is with Duke's team.
That's right.
They change the diaper. They rock them to sleep. I'm talking about my investment properties. I am completely comfortable. I'm going to share this story. We were in Italy for a long, long time, and the refrigerator blew up. I don't know, went sideways, went run away. And I was like, replace them. And then my property manager emailed me back, done. And then
that was it.
And then I was at the Vatican enjoying my tour.
There you go.
That was it.
That's right. And all your properties were here being babysat by us.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Duke.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Duke.
Great. So you can get a hold of Duke and his team by going to our website, teamlally.com. We've got an Experts We Trust page under the resource tab.
Here's the deal, folks. If you don't want to be like a baby crying with a big, full, poopy diaper called your investment property, then get it over to Duke and his team so that you can be a happy baby. Happy baby. That's actually a pose in yoga. I'd rather be the pose in yoga called happy baby than Shavasana, which is the death pose.
Okay, so I have a review to share.
Yeah.
This is actually from Taylor Palmer.
Yeah.
I started working with Team Lally in June, and right from the start, I could tell they were the best team I could have joined. I have a real estate background, but the training they have set up for their new agents is unlike anything I've seen anywhere else. Everyone on the team is so quick to step in and help with any questions I may have come up with. I've also been able to see firsthand how hard the buyers and listing specialists work for their clients. Team Lally will always be my recommendation for real estate needs in Hawaii, no matter where our life takes us.
Hey, if you're thinking about making a move, all you got to do is go to hawaiicareernight.com. We just had a career night. Had, I think, 14 people to that event. Mm-hmm. We do it in person and via Zoom.
Yep, both are available.
And we do them every other month. So go to hawaiicareernight.com, RSVP. Don't worry if you forget. We're going to remind you, come kick your door in and tell you to come to the thing or Zoom in. But we're always looking for superstars to come join our team. No experience required. We'll give you the knowledge that you need to do. You just got to have the right attitude.
That's right.
And if you don't want to wait for career night, all you got to do is go to
jointeamlally.com. And again, like we've got a lot of different options depending on where you are at. We've got like full-time, part-time, no time. So just something to keep in mind. Just, be open to the conversation.
Yeah. Here's the thing I want to talk to is our sellers. Sellers, come close to the radio. Come close to your phone. Come closer. Come closer. I want to talk about what's holding you back from putting your home on the market. Maybe you're this person. Yeah, I think a majority of homeowners, even I am guilty of it. Adrian's guilty of it. We keep the house and we're like, don't necessarily do. It's not like we're letting like the house have like leaks in the roof and holes in the floor. And the house is like that, but most people are like, they're not necessarily doing the upgrades or taking care of the things in the best way. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, every time we go sit down with somebody, they do a whole bunch of other things to get it ready for sale than they did when they lived in it. Is that correct?
Yeah, most of the time. And then after they do it, they're like,
we should have done this sooner.
Yes, because then they could have enjoyed it. Right?
And the number one thing that we find out from people is, part of it is motivation, but the big one that held people back from it is the money. So here's the deal. If you got a house anywhere in Oahu, condo, whatever, some kind of structure, and it's all bust up and you need help with money and organization and project management, we don't care what the price point is. We don't care how much money we got to put into it. We will put the money into it to help you get this property ready for sale.
And get the best return.
In the shortest period of time.
Yep.
Let's say you got, and I'm going to give you an example. Let's say like, Attilio, what if we got one $2 million house and we need to put $500,000 into the house?
We can do that.
We can. I was like looking at you. You're supposed to come in. Let me do that one more time.
I was doing a pause.
Come in faster.
Like the dramatic pause.
But let's do them again. But you're going to come in and you come in faster because with the confidence. First take was the dramatic pause. This one is come in with confidence real fast. So, Attilio, what if my house is $2 million right now and I need $500,000 to put in that house? Would you guys do that for me?
Yes.
Yes. So that's just an example. Maybe you just need $10,000 worth of like cleaning up, touch up paint, fixing all those honeydew stuff that you've been blowing off.
Just those basics, just those final touches.
We'll do that too. But whatever it takes. And by the way, we're going to come in and tell you what you need to do to the property that makes sense. Not doesn't make sense.
And we just recently did one where we replaced all the carpets.
Yeah.
It was very exciting because this one is a VA assumable at 2.25%.
No way!
And the cool thing about this particular property is the loan is not that far off from the resale price. So the buyer would only really need to come up with about $50,000 and then they get this 2.25% interest rate.
2.25% interest rate. That's
new carpet.
That's like finding a Charizard foil 1992 Pokemon card sitting on the sidewalk.
So this one is in Ho'opili and we're actually going to be having an open house Sunday.
Ho'opili, if you guys know, is right down the way from the Croc Center, from a rail stop that you can actually get on the rail at. In Kapolei, it's between the freeway and Eva Beach. This new area is called Ho'opili. We walk to it. You can actually walk from this unit to their community center.
And there's a elementary school too that's currently being built.
So if you got small kids, and you like a nice community center, and you like parks, and you like going on the rail,
and you like low interest rates, you might want to come out to our open house on Sunday, and check it out. You're like, where's this property? I don't know where. Just go to teamlally.com. Yes. Or you can call us at 799-9596.
I want to give a shout out to Jason Momoa, a.k.a. Aquaman. He's got a lot of local connections. We heard his dad lives on the Waianae coast. Gee-hoo! If there was like a whole bunch of I almost said Marvel, and then somebody I would have the Comic-Con people all over here writing because he's not Marvel. Aquaman is a DC character, DC Comics. But if I was at a DC Comics convention and all of these people were there dressed up in their things, like Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and all that, and I went, gee-hoo! Aquaman would be the only one that would respond with a gee-hoo, because he's from Hawaii. So anyway, we know that he's looking for a place. He's looking for a hale. So we know. And he also makes this water. He makes this water where you buy the water, they take a plastic bottle out of the ocean. So Jason Momoa or Jason Momoa's people, we have a property in Kaneohe that has its own water supply, 23, 24, 25 acres. Has a 10,000 square foot lot and would be perfect for Aquaman because he can use this water source to maybe make some locally bottled water that he's selling out there. By the way, I was in Down to Earth and I saw his water. I was on a Hawaiian Airlines flight and that's the water I bought if I needed bottled water.
I think the water would be even better if it was coming from Hawaii.
You know why? Because it's good water. I think it's bottled. It's got 2 water sources on the mainland that are on some ranches and stuff. Real pure, good water. But if you had one that was bottled in Hawaii, every time you open that water up, it would go chee-hoo! Every time you open that bottled water. So Jason Momoa or Jason Momoa's people,
we have a property for you.
EstateOahu.com. You can go check it out. Got some baller videos on there. I think that house and that property and that water supply would look very well on Aquaman.
I agree.
Yeah. So these and other ways are ways that we promote your property should you decide to list of it. Whether it's a $25 million property, which we just talked about,
We also have a $199,000 studio in Kalihi.
In Kalihi.
With one parking.
On Umi Street, by the way.
Maintenance fees are pretty low, too.
Pretty low.
Good little starter place.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm very excited about that's finally coming back on board is the new community over in Enchanted Lake, Kailua.
By the way, this is for our Akamai listeners because the name of this new construction project, do you remember? I'll help you out. Akamai Gardens.
Yes.
Akamai Gardens. By the way, Akamai in English means smart. And gardens, it translated into English means gardens.
So smart gardens. Come to the smart gardens.
Anyway, we got 7 brand new homes that are already built, ready to go.
So we're going to start releasing 2 at a time in early February.
Yeah.
But if you are interested, you want to get onto that list, give us a call.
Give us a call. We'll probably have some private event before everything else to show people these properties and walk them into these. But these are brand new construction properties. Some are 3 bedrooms, some are 4 bedrooms, 2-car garages. Nice little community. If you come out of that community, if you got kids, elementary school, Kalo Elementary got one like back secret entrance, almost like
a shortcut.
It looks like almost the entryway to Narnia or something like that.
But shortcut to the
takes
school.
them to school, so they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go this way. I'm going to Narnia," and be like, "No, you're going to school." Oh, never mind. But anyway, there's a skate park right in Enchanted Lakes, Kailua. Really nice community. If you want to get on that hot list for this new construction, please give us a call, 799-9596. Or all you got to do is go to send us an email, info@teamlally.com. I like, check it out.
All right. We are going to take a break.
Yeah.
But stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Ruy Brito, co-founder of EcoClean Hawaii. We'll talk about the many ways EcoClean can assist realtors and homeowners.
So stay with us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. You know, it's more important than ever that you have your house in top condition when you sell it. Can you give some suggestions on how to do that?
Sean, homes need to be move-in ready. The basics are decluttering, depersonalizing, professional cleaning, and getting all the honey-do lists done. We have the resources to do a full remodel and or simple things like cleaning, painting, and landscaping.
How will that impact the listing price?
Ultimately, by working with a team of professionals with a ton of resources and strategies, you will net more money in a shorter amount of time. That's it. Let's go.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs.
Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program. We'll buy it. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is the co-founder of EcoClean Hawaii, originating from Brazil, alongside his partner, Lydio Odreski. They transitioned from federal government jobs to establish EcoClean Hawaii in 2006.
Specializing in property restoration, they prioritize personalized service, efficiency, and continual improvement. Please welcome our guest, Ruy Brito.
Hey, Mr. Brito, can you pronounce your first name for us?
Oh, certainly, sir. It's Ruy. It's R-U-Y, but...
Ruy. Thank you.
Because it's R-U-I, so I was thinking I didn't think you
It's R-U-Y.
I don't think it was like bread, like rye. It's Ruy.
Ruy.
Ruy. By the way, if you go into a heavy populated Filipino neighborhood, don't be surprised if people calling you by name. Ruy!
I got used to that already.
But, okay, Ruy, let's talk about things that people don't talk about till it's top of mind, and that is when we get some big old leak or water pouring into a property. Well, first of all, there are listeners out there. We do have the entrepreneurs and the people with the day jobs and the people trying to bridge both. What, if you could give the best advice to the people out there that are sitting in their day jobs, because you had a day job, what was the motivation for you to transition from the day job to starting your own business?
Well, we used to work for a big corporate cleaning company back in the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, one day they stopped loving us. And that was the time we, you know, me and my business partner, I dropped off the boat. I said, okay, no more love, no more fun, bye-bye.
Yeah.
He jumped into, you know, he decided to open his own business.
Yeah.
I assist in the beginning with the name and you know, and an odd project here and there. That's 2006, right?
Yeah.
Long time ago. And 2012, after jumping from an odd job here and there, you know, steady odd jobs, I decided to join him, full-time commitment.
Yeah.
And we make EcoClean Hawaii come from a two-man army to we have 19 people working with us.
Oh, wow. Nice.
As of today.
19 people on the team. And let's talk about the
services.
The services that you guys provide. Well, let's talk about the big one. You know, a homeowner can call you, let's say they call you on a Saturday and said, you know what, I just got home from vacation and there's an inch of water in my entire house. How does that look like? What do you tell them on the phone? And then what's your guys' response time? And what do you guys do when you get out there?
Yes, I'm glad you're asking this. You know, this is an emergency. There's a lot of different urgent matters that people sometimes call us. Oh, I have a moldy shoe in my closet.
Yeah.
That's urgent. But like a water sitting in the ground, that's an emergency. You want to remove that as soon as possible, and you want to start the drying process. Okay? Sometimes it depends on the porous materials, but you might need to remove it. But first things first, you know, you have a scenario that you have water sitting in your floor. You're gonna call a professional, and the step will be like, you know, average arrival time is like a 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Wow.
Depending on what time, where you're in the island, you know. Are you in Makaha, Kailua, Kapolei, downtown Honolulu, you know, and we want to start this process as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know, remove the water, stabilize, you know, start drying right away.
Yeah.
So, Ruy, we have your website up, and we see that your availability is 24/7. Because we know these water leaks don't always happen at the most convenient time.
Yeah. So even 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody can call you and you guys will have somebody out as soon as you can?
Yes.
Okay. And that's important to realize because a couple of hours could make a huge difference as far as the amount of damage, yeah?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a building, skyscraper, 3-story home.
Yeah.
You know, and not just this, like water will travel up. Oh, how does it travel up? It sponge up on the drywall and furniture and other building materials. So that's why it's important, you know. People sometimes like, some clients know that they got to take action right away.
Yeah.
Some people like, they decide to shop around and then they call like 2, 3, 4 different restoration companies.
Yeah.
And sometimes by the time, you know, they call let's go with the first guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then the first guy is no longer available anymore. Like, you know what, ma'am, I have a building. I have 10 story here. I don't know when I'm going to get back to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, you want to get a licensed contractor. You want to have you're going to get a company reputation.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't want to wait.
Yeah.
You got to decide. And as a homeowner, that building give you equity, right? That building give you some money. You have tenants there. So you gotta take care of that building.
Yeah.
Period.
And the other thing is, if it's an investment property, it's a write-off.
Yeah.
This is all about the maintenance, right? You want to maintain it, and you want to make sure that, like you said, a licensed professional company is assisting. Now, you guys have a very good rating on Google. I see quite a few reviews, a lot of happy customers. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, it's not a happy reason why they're, reaching out to you when it's the water restoration. But, you guys do a good job.
Let's talk about the other thing. Let's talk about cheese. No, we're not about cheese. We're going to talk about mold. The mold that you see on your cheese, and sometimes mold is good, sometimes is bad. But here's been our personal experience, because we've been doing this for 20 years, and
we've had ceilings fall through.
We had ceilings fall through because an upstairs bathroom leaked, and then by the time we got there, the whole ceiling caved in. And I've personally been over there to take out that drywall, break it all up, put it, dispose of it, sweep everything up, shut off all the water, and do that. But I've been in listings where we could backtrack from the last visit and know that the water had only been there maybe a day and a half,
and mold.
And I already started seeing mold growing in the corner, and that water wasn't there very long. Talk about mold remediation. Why? How does that work, and why is it important to take care of that right away?
Yeah, that walks kind of together with the water damage.
Yeah,
people when it's just a leak. Let's just wipe that and see the floor is dry. Everything is good.
Yeah,
let's go back to normal. And then a week or two later, or even longer, then what is the smell? What is that stain? Why is this colored?
Yeah,
that's where you might have a mold issue.
Yeah,
and that's mold going to impact on air quality.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a piece of equipment that's kind of exclusive. Only we have here in Oahu.
Okay.
And that can tell you right away on site what, if you do have what concentration of mold you have. Is that susceptible? Because you have mold in nature.
Yes.
That cannot be helped.
Yes.
But when you have a high concentration of spores inside a building, that means something is off. Something is wrong. You might have too much moisture in the building. And, we got to find out what's going on. You have a leak. You have an ongoing leak, a past leak, water intrusion. What happened? The building envelope compromised.
Yeah.
So that's when you need an inspection. You need to have a follow-through process. And once we identify the cause or, what materials are impacted, we go with tests for building materials. You don't want to disturb any asbestos or lead. You're already going to be meddling with mold, so a containment is created, right? And then you can remove these impacted building materials.
Now, the other thing, too, is you guys do remove asbestos, yes?
Yes, sir. We are licensed asbestos
testing.
contractor.
Yeah, testing and removal.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
Especially people let's do a renovation. This place is kind of outdated. Let's knock this wall. Let's rip this floor. You want to test everything you're touching prior to it.
Yeah.
Even if it's, this is before 1980, it's after, even newer buildings.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you test so you don't have a headache and expose your loved ones to a hazard, scenario and get this person sick. That's irreversible.
Yeah. I always say asbestos is like a mullet hairstyle. It was cool when they first came out, it retarded fire, but then they realized, it causes cancer if it goes airborne and gets into your lungs. And so just like that mullet, you're like, it's not good having a mullet hairstyle today. Same thing with asbestos on your ceiling.
So get rid of the mullet.
Get rid of the mullet called asbestos in your property. The other thing too is that you guys got to be very. I've had asbestos removal in a property that I owned, and it's a very specific process that you guys use. Can you kind of describe that? Because it's like you don't want to be just having like a handyman.
Or just trying to wing it or like follow a YouTube video. It's not.
Kind of describe the process of like, let's talk about the basic one that's I'm going to imagine is common, the popcorn ceiling with the asbestos. What does that process look like when you guys go remove that, say, from a condo?
Okay, condo, that's good. Condo is more than 4 units.
Yeah.
If it's a building more than 4 units, and there's a certain square footage threshold, you got to inform DOH right away.
Department of Health
is involved. You got the licensed contractor. This contractor going to inform DOH. It's a 10-day period, usually, unless it's an emergency. It's a per depend on the case.
Yeah.
We go there. We isolate the area. There's a preparation with like a 6 mil plastic. You prepare everything. You remove all the contents. Appliances, whatever you can, you get out of the way. Pretty much, it's a pack out job. Get everything out. You cannot be occupied. Once you commence the job, whoever is inside the containment area must be a certified asbestos worker or supervisor.
Gotcha.
You inside the area, there's like a air filtration devices. People are wearing like a suits, the overall hazmat suit, full face respirator, and there's a hooded one that you're using lately. So these workers are protected.
Yes.
You got to make like the material is going to cut off or remove it. You want to make them wet so
they don't have the airborne particulates.
Yeah, you want to prevent dust.
Yeah.
Dust, no good. You're talking about asbestos, you're going to make things like not crumbly at all.
Yeah.
After all this removal, there's layers of plastic. You get all the debris away, pack it in a special 6 mil bag for asbestos only, clean up, HEPA vacuum, repeat the process, remove the first layer of plastic, clean up again. Everything that get out of the containment gotta go to gotta be kind of washed and clean, including the technicians, their suit. So pretty much you gotta get out of the containment dust free. Not even it looks a little. No, it doesn't look at all. It's everything goes dust free, double bagged. And after this is done, we have a third party environmental professional going there and testing the air.
Yes.
Opposed to have just tell Adrian, it's all good. You can go in there. No, you want to have somebody and this guy's gonna go test the air okay, we are clear.
Yeah.
Similar process for lead, but it's very important, for the folks out there, especially homeowners. I can do it my own. You can do it yourself. You don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. Yeah. Because you can get a fine. We got a client a while ago called us. What happened? They got a handyman. Handyman disturbed the popcorn ceiling in the whole condo, and opposed to, spend like maybe $10,000-$15,000. The cleanup for them was like
the other thing
double.
Yeah, and especially too because they're not sealing off the area, and a lot of these condo high rises, if you're being a knucklehead, you're also jeopardizing your neighbors because a lot of them have shared air systems with the AC. And so now you're blowing all these asbestos particulates all into your neighbors. Big time lawsuit, not only from the association, but from your neighbors if they find out.
So go check out the EcoClean websites. Give them a call. They can, walk you through, give you an estimate.
General rule of thumb, we do know this as realtors. All of this stuff was banned from the 80s forward. So if you have a property that, just you look up the tax report and it was built prior to then, just have the plan that that there could be lead in there could be asbestos. The other thing that I learned too from all the years of doing this is we think of asbestos as things that are like, like they were used to put around pipes around like with the stoves. They were used to put in the ceiling to hopefully stop fires. What people don't realize, they were also put in floor tiles. That floor tiles were made of asbestos composites. And so a lot of those stick tiles, those stick tiles need to be removed in the same thing. So
ecocleanhawaii.com, and you can take a look at all of their services. We've only talked about, a couple of them.
Yeah.
But we are going to be, coming to the end of our show here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we had a couple more questions for you that we wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
So, how do you guys stay ahead of the industry advancements? What are you doing to keep up with that?
Yeah. Any kind of new technology or equipment you guys have besides that, the mold testing thingy?
Well, the mold testing, the Instascope, it's pretty like a board. It's fairly. It's not a new technology. This is being used by Defense Department back in the day for tracking, hazards on the air.
Yeah.
Anthrax and stuff like that. And then they turn that into, let's turn that to like the civil world, and you can tell, your mold spores apart.
Yes.
We try to educate and certify everyone that works for us in a timely manner.
Yes.
So that's how we try to, we keep up with the new trends.
Yeah.
You cannot be rigid. We got to be always adapting, always evolving.
Always learning.
If I've done that for 10 years, I'm going to keep doing this way. Okay, so you know what's going to happen? You're going to become obsolete.
Yep.
And you're going to be part of the museum,
Well, and it's safety.
You might become a dinosaur.
Yeah, safety also. And then I know you guys are, their licensing and regulations and oversight even comes from the EPA, right? The Environmental Protection Agency, Department of Health.
That's correct.
So keeping up with all those new laws and strategies.
And you said things that makes people that would hire you feel comfortable. If you're a business owner that's taking care and concerned about top priority safety of your employees, then you're definitely going to be concerned with and making it a top priority the safety of the customers that you're working for. So good job on that.
And then one last question before we let you go. Can you give us one memorable project that you guys worked on?
Yes.
Well, there's a couple last couple years ago, we did the Hawaii Supreme Court. There's a fire job there.
Yes.
Lally Palace. About a 40,000 square feet area was impacted by soot and smoke. We got to deal with like a chief justice, attorney general, judges, and it's a beautiful historical building.
Yes.
So that meant a lot to us, and I assume for the community as well.
Yeah.
So that was a project we got really proud of. We got about 36 people into that building, cleaning every crevice as possible, and being very careful with the artwork and every other aspect of the facility. And another one that was quite a challenge was military U.S. Force base 5 hours away from a jet flight. I cannot disclose the location, but we got 10 technicians for 2 months. It was about 27,000 square feet of barracks, was mold remediation.
Yes.
And we accomplished that on time.
Nice. Well, talk about pressure, right? With the judges, if you didn't do a good job, they throw you in jail. With the military, if you didn't do a good job, they would shoot you. So good job under that pressure. You did good, you did good work, and obviously they hired the best.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit more about your guys' services and, educating us and our listeners.
Well, it's real easy. All you got to do is go to Echo Clean Hawaii, ecocleanhawaii.com. Google it, remember it, put it up next to your phone, because
check out all their reviews.
You guys are like Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call when you got water all over your house? Echo Clean Hawaii. Yep. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Ruy. Thank you so much.
Adrian.
Yes, we appreciate you.
That was a pleasure. Thank you very much for having us, and you guys have a good one.
Yes, thank you.
Aloha.
Happy New Year. All righty. Well, we got a couple more minutes left in the show. We just want to remind everyone that you're thinking about making a move with your real estate, give us a call. You're thinking about making a move with your career, give us a call. You're thinking about moving your body and getting into better shape. Listen to our show once a week, and we're going to give you some health tips for the whole month of January at the first 5 minutes of the show. Again, today's tip was go on Netflix, watch You Are What You Eat, a twin study. It's a 4-part episode backed up by science and a whole bunch of data on what you need to put in your mouth and how you need to move your body to live longer, avoid cancer, fight cancer, avoid all of the common things that are killing Americans nowadays. And it's not, guns aren't killing, it shouldn't be a war on guns. It should be a war on hamburgers.
A war on what you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I like a good hamburger, but I want to live long and not be having a drool bucket attached to my chin when I'm 80.
So we've got and again, a reminder.
Yes.
We do live stream our show. So not only can you listen to us on the radio, you can tune in Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube,
Twitter.
It's X.
Oh, it's X
now. And then now just recently, we're very excited that we can do it on Instagram.
You know what? He's still Prince, even though he was the artist formerly known as Prince. So I think with Twitter, X now, we're just going to call it Twitter. People know what we're talking about.
So we're on pretty much all the platforms. You can tune in, see what we look like.
Yeah.
Leo's goofy faces and his pink cup that he likes to show off.
I have my pink cup. By the way, I had my pink cup before pink cups were cool. And it's not a Stanley Cup right now. It's, you know what? It was $19.99 at Walmart. That's what it was.
And he stays hydrated. Another health tip.
Yep.
Stay hydrated, people.
Drink lots of water all day long, every day, as much as you can. Even if you got to go to the restroom a lot, that's okay. You're going to live longer.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
So make sure to follow us, tune in. If you do follow us, the cool thing is that you'll get notified. So if you go and follow us on YouTube, you'll get notified when we go live.
Yes.
You can just click right there and view it from your email.
Lastly, if you have any questions you want answered on the show, put it in the comments on any of the social media platforms, and we'll be happy to answer your question.
Or email us, info@teamlally.com.
Okay.
Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson of Fine Line Paintwork.
Jake with Skyta Construction Roofing and Solar.
Scott of Zero Res Hawaii.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Jeff with the Lone Depot.
Rhino of Hawaii Unified.
Kenny with Badfish Carpentry.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Attilio, if you want to, I just read my name on the script. If you want to get a hold of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo!
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever! This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Holy guarantee!
Sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.
The preceding program was sponsored by Team Lally.